Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Darwin, and in today's video, I want to give you guys a little bit of a closer look at Seething Shore. Now, before I go on with this video, I was super excited and super giddy, and if a little bit of that excitement leaks into this video, I apologize ahead of time. I don't want to come across as somebody who's just straight up annoying, but I had a lot of fun with this BG. And I can't tell if it's the fact that we haven't had a BG in 4 to 5 years or the fact that this BG was fun. I'm not sure what part really excited me. Either way, I came away satisfied from this BG. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was a great addition to the game. And technically this battleground is a battle for Azeroth battleground, but we are getting it patch 735. And so far, first impressions, I would have to say I'm super happy with this BG, super excited, and in this video I kind of want to talk about the things that I liked, as well as maybe take a look at it in some critical light, very slightly, but really no complaints so far. The way this BG starts off is very interesting. If you played any of the battle royale games like Fortnite, PUBG, or H1Z1, where a lot of the players start from the sky, you kind of get to fall and you get to choose your location where you want to start. This BG starts in a similar fashion. While some of the other BGs we've had in the past have a lot of downtime when the BG starts, where you have to mount up and run all the way to the middle area to finally engage in some PvP over an objective, this BG is very straightforward and very quick to the punch, kind of like the BGs that came out in Pandaria, like Temple of Kot Mogu and Silver Shard Mines. The travel time between the start area or the graveyard and back to the BG is very short, allowing you to experience and engage in PvP a lot more often and get a lot more PvP situations in the game. And off the bat, it just felt so right to get into the combat. When you first start a BG, you want to realize and figure out where the alliance start, where the horde starts, which part is really dominated by one faction or the other. For example, when I'm starting a BG in Arathi Basin, the first thing I don't do is rush stables or LM or BS, because Alliance usually goes there. I'd rather go something like Mines or Capture Farm, because that's going to be one of the areas where a lot of the horde players will go to. In this BG, you don't really have any of that strictness in terms of the rules, and it's a good thing because it feels natural. You just start and you engage and it feels good. You don't really have to second guess yourself. You just get in, play, have fun, do it. The best part about this BG is the dynamic elements of it. You have a couple different dynamic elements. First, you have the different nodes that spawn. As these nodes spawn all over the map, you'll have these nodes that you have to collect, the Azurite, at different locations. For example, you might have one node might spawn in the middle of the map, one all the way in the south, one all the way in the north, and now as Horde or Alliance, you got to figure out how you want to split your team in order to get as much of an advantage in as possible. These nodes change locations all the time, so let's say you might have all of your team down by the shore, and then all of a sudden 2 nodes spawn in the mountains. If you had somebody in your team hang around in the middle or maybe somewhere near the mountains, you might at least have a player who can start mining the node before it is gone for the other enemy faction. So it gives you a lot more opportunity to be all over the place and coordinate with your team where you want to go. Another great component that kind of helps to the versatility and the randomness of the BG, which I guess is the best way to call it is randomness, is the spawn locations. You don't really have a part of the island like the north is the Horde, the south is Alliance. The airships that you start at, they are always rotating around the BG, around the map. So when you spawn at the beginning, it might be Horde spawns north, Alliance spawns south, but as the BG goes on and after you go to the graveyard, come back, now you're starting from a different location. So for example, let's say Horde had a really advantageous spot at the north. They had 2 nodes spawn, they fought Alliance, Alliance died, they spawned in. More nodes spawn at the north side. Now Alliance is rezzing from the north side. It's a lot easier for them to get to the node. You're back into fighting. The best part about the BG, it feels like there's always kind of fighting going on. There's no downtime. In other battlegrounds, it feels there's somebody defending a node, whether it be a flag or a cart. So in a BG like Arathi Basin, you might have some guy who's playing defense. For that person, whether somebody comes to the node and tries to take it or not, they are away from the rest of the group. They are away from most of the content where the team fights happen. They have to do it if they want their team to win, so they are kind of sacrificing their time and their investment into the BG in order to help out their team. In this BG, on the other hand, everybody is always participating and should be fighting over nodes at all times. At the beginning, when Blizzard first had this happen, I guess was second or third BG of the day for Seething Shore, you had too many nodes spawning too quick and players were kind of all over the place. With a little bit of RNG, Alliance had massive advantage or the Horde had massive advantage, and quickly did Blizzard make a few changes to the game. When you first started, there's 3 nodes that you have to fight over. After a little bit of time, it's down to 2 nodes, and then now it's down to 1 the last time we played the BG. The reason I like this change, and they did it literally in the game on the PTR as it happened, the reason I like this change is because it kind of focuses both teams to fight each other. Instead of, let's say, having RNG where the Horde gets a free node just because it's spawned there and Alliance has to spend the whole team to fight over another node and they might not have experienced players. It kind of takes that all out of the game. So it allows players to that are more experienced to establish a control of the game early on by capturing 2 or more nodes at the beginning. But as the game goes on, it makes it that much harder for them to take that advantage, and then it's all about the team fights over a singular node, which I actually liked. It focused everybody to gravitate to one area. And as the nodes spawn all over the map, you might be fighting by the shore, then you fight in the mountains, then you fight in the grassy area, so it has a lot of variety to it. So that part I really loved. Now let's talk about some of the less important parts of the game, the aesthetics, the looks, and this is the best part. I thought this BG was absolutely pretty. It's one of the most vibrant BGs I've ever seen. The whole island itself actually has World Genre elements, the ruins and the waterfalls and the bridge and a lot of the other stuff, the caves, actually work for it really well. Not only do you have very green grassy areas, you also have ruins, you have a cave, you have really desecrated areas, you have a burning ship or a burning plane on the side of the map. So there's really a lot of variety to how the whole battleground looks. It is so easy and so pretty on the eyes. It was part of the reason why I wanted to keep playing the BG back to back to back, is because it looked so damn pretty. I wanted to be in the BG, I wanted to explore it, I wanted to look at the waters, I wanted to look at the ship, I wanted to look up into the hills that are green with full of forests and waterfall just hanging out on the side, and above the waterfall is a great big ogre statue. It just looked so damn good. It made me kind of feel like the Lost Isles from the Goblin starting area after you leave Kazan. So it was very, very reminiscent of that and felt so nice. The BG feels good to play. The BG feels natural to play from where you start. The PvP combat happens all the time, and overall it's very, very pretty. The dynamic feels great. You're always doing something. There's always something to do. There's always someone to fight. It's very quick and straight to the point. PvP, you're supposed to fight the other faction. You're supposed to fight over the objectives. Go get objectives. There's the enemy team. Go fight them. It felt really good. And I think the best compliment I can give for this BG, it felt like world PvP. It felt so nice as there's so many ways of approaching nodes and approaching situations, and there's a hill, there's a bridge. If you can knock someone off, you can have a upper hand advantage, like the height advantage over an enemy. If you can get far enough away from them, you can really pelt them with spells and bullets and arrows. It just felt so nice. It felt so open. It didn't feel linear, I guess the best way to put it. Kind of like Arathi Basin, you always know where the lumber mill is, you always know where the blacksmith is, you know exactly how to approach it. It's almost like a cookie cutter setup of how to win those BGs. But this BG, there's always something new, always something different, and your experiences are never the same. So these would be my first impressions of this BG. I do want to talk about it a little bit more, but I would love to hear you guys' opinions. So in the comments below, I would love for you guys to share what you thought about the BG, what your experiences were. Were you in Alliance? Were you in the Horde? Did you like it? Did you not like it? And if you didn't like it, how do you think Blizzard could do differently with the BG? What could they do differently in terms of the gameplay or the mechanics, or what is it that you would want change in the game? As always guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, or if you simply want to see my channel grow, give the video a like either way, because the videos that have more likes seem to reach a wider audience, so I would appreciate it. If you guys want to see more content for Battle for Azeroth, allied races, PvP, Rogue PvP, or anything like that in the future, all the new updates in the game, feel free to subscribe to the channel. And if you did subscribe, make sure to hit the notification bell next to subscribe button in order to be alerted on every single video that comes out, just 2 a day, as well as the live streams, in case you want to join the 5-5-1-1 dueling live streams, or maybe you want to join our next PTR Seething Shore checking out live stream. As always guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Happy holidays to everybody. We are in that holiday season, so I'll try to do it like a 2018 video whenever I get a chance. Besides that, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see all of you in the next video.